Right, now we'll factorise some more complicated quadratics. Here we don't have a 1 on the x squared. So we look at the factors of the leading coefficient. That'll be the 3. The factors of 3, no choice here, we've got 1 times by 3. Now the factors of the constant. So negative 2 could be 1 times by negative 2. The other choice would be negative 1 times by positive 2. So the next step is to play with those factors. So I'm going to line up the factors of 3 vertically alongside one choice of the factors of negative 2. And then what we do is we multiply in rows. So we do the 3 times by 1 and the 1 times by negative 2. Then these results we would add together, and if they give the result of the coefficient of x in our quadratic, which here is negative 1, we've done the right thing, but that is not what we have in our calculation. So 1 and negative 2, let's do something about that. We'll change 1 and negative 2. So rather than having 1 first, let's put negative 1 and positive 2. So timesing across, we get negative 3. Timesing across, we get positive 2. Add those together, we get negative 1, which now is the number multiplying x in our quadratic. Therefore, the numbers in red will now become the numbers we place in the brackets. Now the x numbers will be the first pair, the 3 and the 1. 3x times by 1x would make 3x squared. Now the trick here is to combine numbers in the brackets diagonally. So the 3 and the 2 will be in one bracket, so 3x plus 2. Then x take 1 in the other bracket. So that is now factorised. Alright, next example 6 has a couple of pairs of factors, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Negative 2 will either be 1 times by negative 2 or negative 1 times by positive 2. So choose a pair of factors for the 6. I've got 2 and 3 here. Now for the negative 2, I'll start with 1 times negative 2, timesing across in each case, add them up, negative 4, which is not the right number, we want a plus 1. So let's change the 1, negative 2, we'll swap them around, negative 2 on top and then the 1. So multiplying across we get negative 4 and positive 3, add them up, negative 1, which is closer but still not right. So how about we put that negative on the 2 onto the 1. So now we've got 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, add them up, 1, correct. So now the brackets. I've got 2x and 3x to make 6x squared, and combine them diagonally, so the 2x take 1 in the one bracket, 3x plus 2 in the other. Now that technique can be used for other factorisation, not just trinomials and not just quadratics. What I have here is in fact a cubic polynomial. So the leading power is 3. So we use the same sort of idea. We look at the factors of the 1 on the x cubed, so 1 and 1. The factors of negative 3, we have some choices, so 1 times negative 3 or negative 1 times 3. And then using some techniques which I won't go through here, we can use those possible factors and end up factorising our larger polynomial.